the gun.
In the middle of the ocean, we see a couple having a serious conversation. Weston and his girlfriend, Mary. Weston is a junior CIA agent currently assigned in South Africa. Mary asks him what his real job is, but Weston refuses to tell her. Weston has been working at a safe house for years, doing nothing but watching CCTV screens all day. He's extremely bored with the job. One day, he calls his superior, David, asking to be transferred to field duty, but David tells him he can only be reassigned after a few more years. The scene shifts to a man named Tobin, who meets his friend Alex, a secret mission agent from the UK. Alex hands Tobin a secret chip. Tobin goes to the restroom to hide the chip under the skin on his stomach. Moments later, a hired assassin comes looking for the chip. However, when the assassin opens the door, Tobin is already aware of the threat and kills him. The assassin is named Vargas. Earlier, he mistakenly shot someone he thought was Tobin, someone who looked similar. Realizing they're in danger, Tobin and Alex try to leave, but Vargas manages to kill Alex.
I swear on my life, Tobin, I had absolutely...
Tobin then heads to the American embassy. It turns out he is a former top CIA agent who was labeled a traitor for leaking CIA secrets to enemies. Because of this, he has become one of the most wanted fugitives for many years. A woman named Katarina reports Tobin's arrival to David and then to the CIA director. They decide to take Tobin to a safe house for interrogation. Tobin is interrogated by the CIA team. They ask what secrets he sold to enemy forces, but Tobin calmly refuses to answer. As a result, they begin torturing him. Suddenly, the alarm goes off signaling intruders. A firefight breaks out between the interrogation team and Vargas men. Because Vargas' group is large, they manage to kill everyone in the interrogation team. Weston panics and decides to escape with Tobin. He locks Tobin in the car trunk and drives away. While Weston is on the road, Vargas' team continues to chase him. Tobin manages to break out of the trunk and attacks Weston, causing the car to nearly crash. Weston subdues him with his pistol. They continue driving, with Tobin now behind the wheel and Weston as the passenger. During the drive, Tobin tells Weston that someone inside the CIA must have betrayed them. There's no way Vargas' team could have known the safe house location and password. Meanwhile, Vargas receives a message saying that if he fails to get the chip from Tobin, he won't be paid. Later that afternoon, Weston calls David to ask when backup will arrive. David tells him to wait and instructs him to take Tobin to another safe house far from the city. The key and coordinates are stored inside a bag placed in a locker at a football stadium. Weston reaches the stadium and retrieves the bag, but Tobin uses this chance to escape. He yells to nearby police officers that he's being kidnapped. Weston is immediately arrested. Inside the police station, Weston sees Tobin escaping in a police uniform. Weston becomes furious and chases after him. But Tobin easily overpowers him in a fight.
Drop the gun.
Weston reports to headquarters that he has lost Tobin. Hearing this, the CIA director orders Katarina and David to retrieve Tobin immediately. Tobin removes the chip from under his skin and shaves his hair, and beard to change his appearance. Weston prepares to go back to his safe house, but he notices the name Longa on the schedule. He remembers Tobin mentioning he wanted to visit Longa. Weston searches CIA records and finds a criminal named Carlos Pillar. As expected, Tobin meets Carlos and asks him to create a fake identity so he can leave the country. Weston arrives soon after, but Vargas and his men show up too, leading to another firefight. Weston and Tobin escape the attack, but while driving, one of Vargas' cars suddenly crashes into them. They run into a building where another battle begins. One of Vargas' men shoots Tobin, but Tobin kills him back. Weston also defeats another attacker and interrogates him. The man reveals that a high-ranking CIA official sent them. Weston is shocked. Tobin explains he left the CIA because they often ordered him to do unethical missions. Katarina and David meet at a location, but as soon as Katarina arrives, David kills her. It turns out David, the CIA director, has betrayed his own team. When Weston and Tobin reach the safe house, the agent inside suddenly attacks Weston. Weston asks Tobin what he's hiding that makes the CIA so desperate to capture him. Tobin finally reveals that the microchip contains a list of corrupt people, including top CIA officials. Knowing this, Weston gives Tobin the handcuff key and tells him to escape together with him. But Tobin leaves Weston behind even though Weston is badly wounded. Later, Weston wakes up and finds David standing there. David tries to find out if Weston managed to get the chip from Tobin. Weston stays silent. Weston realizes David is not only a traitor but is also working with Vargas.
You do what you have to do.
Suddenly, an explosion goes off. They realize Tobin is nearby. David steps outside to check, but another bigger explosion throws him back. Tobin appears and kills Vargas' men one by one. Vargas is eventually killed by Tobin. Tobin approaches Weston, saying he never planned to leave Weston alone. He intends to take Weston with him, but suddenly, David shoots Tobin. He survived the earlier blast. Weston grabs a gun and kills David. Knowing he cannot survive, Tobin gives Weston the chip and tells him to expose the list of corrupt officials. Weston returns to America and meets with the CIA director, who asks about the microchip. Weston lies, saying he knows nothing about it. After leaving the office, he immediately leaks the data to all media outlets. The information exposes corrupt government officials, including the CIA director himself.
The international intelligence community is still reeling from the release of so many indictments are now expected within the week, and then Congress